Ba-ba, ba-ba-ba-ba. Missy, I need you to move. This is what I'm contending with. Little Missy. Kira, I need my chair. Cutie girl. I need my chair, Missy. I'm showing you my messy, messy kitchen. Okay. Back to me. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another Monday night mini medicine card reading. Oh, Kira, I'm negotiating with Kira to get my seat back so I can sit down and do some readings. Missy, I need to sit down. Kira. Missy, I need to sit down. Come on, Missy. I love you, but I have to move you. There you go. All right. Sorry, and I am a little bit late. I forgot it was Monday. So I'm just spacing out on the couch, working on some comics and watching Hallmark Christmas movies, and all of a sudden my alarm went off to remind me that it's time for Monday mini medicine card readings. So, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman. And we are going to pull some cards tonight. The way this works, if you're new here, is the first 6 people to come on and to post yes in the comments get a 1-card reading with the medicine card deck, which works with the totem animals and power animals and all of that good stuff. So thank you for joining me. Maybe it'll be a quick night. I've only got 1 viewer so far. Anna, is that you? So, and this is a free video, of course. My only ask is that you please share it with others. Share it on your wall, or share it to someone on Messenger. Thank you, Kat. Sorry I had to steal your seat. So yeah, and if you feel like you enjoy my work and you would like to support your friendly neighborhood shaman, if you get a good reading and you want to reciprocate something more, I have my PayPal and Venmo pinned to the top of the comments, with my undying gratitude for anything you wish to give me above and beyond. A and B, the C of D, above and beyond the call of duty. So, Anna, it says you're watching it, and it says there's 1 viewer. So, do you want a card? It is Monday, right? The days have been getting fuzzy. All right. Maybe I can just get up, do a little soft shoe for entertainment purposes and how people show up. note takers. Make sure my comments are working. Yep. Hi, Anna. Awesome. Might be a one and done tonight, Anna. All right, so if you are watching this in repeat, I don't know how many cards will get pulled tonight if other people show up, but there'll be at least one. So if there's no more than that, this, I don't know what that means. So trust your heart, no matter what I say. If something resonates, claim it. If something doesn't, let it go. But okay, card number 1 for Anna. Cool. All right, Anna, you got Otter. Didn't Otter just come up? No, I think that was someone. Okay. So Otter is basically the presence of the divine feminine. Otter embodies all of the qualities of the divine feminine. Softness, tenacious, joy, inclusion, family, ferocity, all of the boxes. And more than the outward expressions of that feminine, would be femininity? Is that a word? Is above all else, or maybe it's better to say beneath everything else, is that deep connection to the very creative forces of the universe, right? I know that, especially on these Monday night calls, like, you know, just doing a one card and trying to get through it, a lot of times it's just the surface stuff. But this is about inclusion. This is about connection. This is about creativity and excitement. Like really stepping into that power and being the expression of that power, being that expression of creativity, when you realize that you can do anything, literally anything. You can create the world you want. There is nothing beyond you. And so there's definitely this, oh, excuse me, the sense of adventure. Adventure and excitement about, you know, because like I've talked about Otter before in terms of the playfulness and the whimsy and how everything is a game. You know, when Otter runs up against an obstacle or a challenge, they treat it more like a puzzle that needs to be solved, because like John Lennon said, there are no problems, only solutions, right? And like I always point out that, you know, when they're creating the New York Times crossword puzzle, they don't start with the problems and the questions and figure out the answers. They start with the answers, and they create the problems, the questions around the answers. And so, no matter what the circumstance, if there is a challenge, if there is an obstacle, there is automatically a solution. There can't be otherwise. And so, that's probably the most, right there is the seed of hope, right? No matter what happens, no matter what anything else, you know, anywhere else in the world, anything anyone else does or whatever, because you are connected to source and you are an expression of that creative matrix, none of that, anything else can touch you. Like Abraham Hicks talks about, you know, we're each co-creators. We're each creating our own reality, and we're doing it collectively. So it's like no one else can affect your world without your permission. And, you know, and with all of the political stuff going on right now, all like the election and all these different things, has been a real, like, for me personally, I've been doing a lot of wrestling with my beliefs, like what do I really believe and what is really true, right? And it's like I just said with Otter, if there is a challenge, there is automatically a solution. Because like with love and fear, right? Love is the only power in the universe. Fear is a perceived absence of love. But it's an illusion. It's fear is an illusion because there is always love there, right? And so if you're encountering fear, there is automatically, like if you think about if you've ever come to me for readings, I usually have like a deer hide on my table that I do the card readings on. And some of the deer hides have, you know, holes in them, right? And that adds to the beauty of the hide. But if you think about fear, if the hide is love and the holes are fear, there is always so much more love around the edges, holding space for that fear. You can have love without fear, but you cannot have fear without love, right? And I'm trying to remember now how I got on that tangent, but it like, so like with me, with trying to figure out in this current, you know, political environment, and amidst all the doom and the gloom predictions and theories, and that does not change the fact that I am directly connected to Creator, and that nothing can happen in my world, in my facet of the over reality, whatever you want to call it, if it doesn't resonate with me. And I don't know, like, everything in this past year has been new territory. Like, I have never been where I am now. And so it's like breaking new ground. And so it's like wrestling with my beliefs and my truths and what is true. And so some of this that I'm saying is just theory as far as my brain part of me is, but I also know that we are each connected to that creatrix, and that, you know, the universe works on frequencies and vibration, and you can't have in your sphere of influence there, you can't have a frequency that doesn't resonate with what's in that world. And so like that, I'm going to just, until someone else comes on, I'm just going to keep talking about Otter. Maybe we'll have an hour and a half lesson about Otter medicine. So if you come in late, we're talking about Otter. Like they talk about like a ship, right? And nothing outside of the ship can make it sink. It's only what gets into the ship that can make it sink. And so in these days of seeming gloom and doom, it is so important to keep, it's okay to be afraid, it's okay to be worried, concerned, etc. But don't let others dictate the vibrations you live in. If you see everything as a game, if you recognize the cosmic joke that we are all just kids playing in a sandbox, you know, and that nothing can truly threaten you, who you are, because you are an eternal spirit. You are a spirit having a human experience, not a human having a spiritual experience. And so rather than letting that darkness in, it's more important now than ever to let that light shine. Does that make sense? And so it's the ultimate, like, it's the absolute reversal of everything we've been taught. And it's about starting from the inside, living from the inside out, finding that light within you and allowing that to light your world. You know, to make a point of finding joy every single day, of finding laughter every single day, of finding light, of seeing light, of trusting, like, I've said this before, it's like no matter how dark or long-lived the storm is, all it can do is block out the sun. The sun never goes away. The sun never stops shining. And the sun will use any slightest crack in the cloud covering to shine through, right? And so it's, for me anyway, it's about recognizing the illusion of the world and not, you know, and it's tricky too, because sure, this world is an illusion, but, you know, if you walk across the freeway without looking, you're going to get hit by a car, right? So it's like you can't deny the body of physical reality. but you can change physical reality on such a deeper, more basic level, because everything I'm saying right now is not true for just you. And I apologize if I'm turning this into some political soapbox or something. But the thing to remember is, so Otter does not recognize any natural enemies. No matter who they meet them as a friend, as family, until proven otherwise. And so it's definitely this inclusion, and it's that namaste, right? It's like they're living from that light within them, and the light within them recognizes the light in every single other being. That doesn't mean that, you know, if they accept someone in and that someone starts to attack them, that they don't defend themselves or come at them, right, in the physical realm. But that same light that you are discovering within yourself is in everybody. And that's where the key to healing, to real, true change happens, to really claiming your power, because it's really about living between the worlds, right? Otter lives on land, but spends just as much time in the water, if not more. So it's like between the worlds. And she doesn't mistake one for the other, right? It's like there's a physical challenge. She finds a physical solution for it. But at the same time, it's like, you know, you look both ways before you cross the street still. But you also know that, I mean, I'm trying to think of I know I've seen this in movies or TV shows, you know, where the innocent person just walks across the street and cars are whipping past them and they just keep going and they're unhit, right? Or like, oh crap. I'm trying to remember the sheriff, the marshal from the OK Corral. Why can't I think of his name? But in all his years of being a marshal, of being in gunfights, his clothing got a couple of bullet holes in them, but a bullet never touched his body. In all the years being a marshal, being in gunfights and stuff, he was never shot. He never received a bullet wound. And not that he was conscious of, you know, law of attraction and whatever, but because of, and it's like, I remember reading Black Elk Speaks for the first time. Black Elk was a medicine man of the Lakota people. He was in the Battle of Little Bighorn, and then later went on Buffalo Bill's Wild West show, etc. but he was talking about going into battle, and it's like riding in, and they like before. Wow, I am all over the place. I hope you guys don't mind this, Anna. This is a great card. Your message, you are doing amazing. You are touching into that creative matrix, and things are starting to fall into place all around you, if you haven't noticed yet. And miracles happen, right? I'll get back to Black Elk in a minute. I just want to make sure that I don't just go off on some wild tangent and don't address the fact that this is your card, Anna. This is card number 1. It might be the only card tonight. But I remember, like, when I was coming through my major bout of anxiety and panic attacks and such, I learned how to, like, when I had an anxiety come up that was bigger than life, that was overwhelming, I would do my best to see it as a cardboard cutout, right? Or like, I love the idea of a paper tiger, right? A tiger made from paper. It's like this paper tiger looks scary, looks like they can take you out, can eat you, but it's harmless unless you get a paper cut, right? And it's like realizing that, and this is how we build our courage and our faith and our trust in the universe, by realizing no matter what is in front of us, that there is no separation. Whatever is in front of us, whoever is standing in our way or challenging us or whatever it is, they are essentially of the same makeup, the same light, the same creatrix as we are. And like that with the paper tiger, even when something was scary, whatever it was, I would visualize myself just kind of pushing the cardboard cutout over. Like it was no longer 3-dimensional coming at me. It was flat, like, like Wile E. Coyote or something, and pushing it over. And I can't tell you the number of times that things seemed really dire, and like I was not in control of my own life. My life hung by a thread by someone else's decision or whatever it was. And every single time, even in with this anxiety and stuff, there was like Jesus talked about, that mustard seed of faith. It's like, if all the rest of me was freaking out and scared, I always still had enough of that faith that, okay, everything always works out for me. And I would literally watch miracles happen because it was working from the inside. It was working from that sense of connection of this person, whoever is in front of me, even though they seem to be a whole separate being, are still actually a facet of the same creative source that I am. And a lot of this is like, it sounds like theory, and it sounds like, it's something that I can talk from now till eternity, and it won't make sense, or it might sound like a good idea or theory, but it's so experiential. When you experience it, especially over and over again, you start to realize that the true power of the universe is in the unseen, is in the connection, rather than rising up to fight others or to oppose others. There is so much more power in connecting and But, you know, and this is where the differentiation comes in. It's like our society is so based on duality, good versus evil, or the good guys and the bad guys, and oh, they're blocking us. We have to fight. We have to fight. We have to fight. When there is no separation, right? And so we still need to stand up, but it's not, okay. It's not like you're either a warrior or a pacifist, right? You're either a doormat or you run ramshot over everybody. And there is a happy medium in between there where you're not having to confront others. You're not having to overrun them and force your ideas of good upon others. But you're also not a doormat, right? This is, I mean, how long have we on the spiritual path been learning about and practicing setting boundaries? That's exactly what I'm talking about, the boundaries. It's like a spiritual warrior is someone who stands in the truth, stands in the light, that holds that light, that like I talk about the hollow bone all the time. The spiritual warrior is a hollow bone for that spiritual light's presence on the physical plane. And no, that won't necessarily stop a bullet or stop a car, but your job as a spiritual warrior is to hold that light and to transmute, rather than fighting, transmute everything that comes at you. The Cheyenne had the dog warriors, and their job as this elite fighting force to defend the tribe, as soon as there was a threat, all of the people, the women and the children and the elderly, etc., would run away from that danger, and the dog soldiers would run toward it. And they would create a perimeter, right, between the village and whoever was threatening. And they wore these belts that hung down to the ground, and each of them had a spear, and they would find a chunk of ground and they would put that spear through that belt, because that was their responsibility. They would fight whoever came within arm's length of that patch of ground, and they would not leave until either someone else freed them from with the spear, or they died. And so instead of using that analogy, if you think about that, like just standing in the light and not allowing anything of a false nature to pass you, it's like holding that light, transmuting whatever comes at you. And it's not easy. Sometimes it's easier to fight a physical foe than to stand in that light when all this darkness and fear and confusion is coming at you, right? But that is our job as a spiritual warrior, is to hold that light, to recognize that anyone or anything coming at us, we still have to take care of ourselves. We still have to have physical boundaries. We still need to be safe, protect our physical beings, and at the same time recognizing that whatever that is, like Bartholomew, channel I used to follow, said, whatever it is God, right? There is no separation. And so again, like everything else I've ever talked about on here, it's about alignment first, right? You align to spirit, become that hollow bone, and then you know, it's like, people are like, oh, it's either thoughts and prayers or action. And it's like, it's both. It's not an either or. Thoughts and prayers. Pray to Creator. Ask for strength. Ask for clarity. Touch into your heart. Find that alignment. And then you act. Because then you will be inspired. Your intuition, you'll have the breadcrumbs will appear and lead you in the right direction to create true healing. And that is truly the only way that healing happens, that change happens. So thoughts and prayers and action. And never lose sight of that oneness, of that of the non-dual nature of the universe. There's nobody else here but you. And like I said, like with the current political environment, I'm not saying to not take care of yourself or to, put yourself out there as a target. Especially people in certain areas and people who are female or trans or LGBTQ or people of color, etc. Take care of yourself. Keep yourself safe, but still hold that light. Because we all know someone who, as soon as they walk in the door, you can feel the energy shifting, right? They walk in the door and all of a sudden you feel uplifted. The energy of the room feels uplifted. Everybody feels it. Everyone all of a sudden is a little bit lighter and a little more relaxed, a little more present because of the influence of one person's energy. That's your job. And it's not really a job because it's like Sandra Ingerman says, it's not what you do, but who you become that changes the world. And so all this stuff, it sounds like, these are your marching orders. This is what you should do. But it's not about doing as much as it's becoming that person, becoming your true self, your authentic self, wedding that spiritual higher self to who you are in the flesh. And again, it's really easy for me to sit here and talk about it and give, the perfect solutions and the perfect examples. And I realize that in practice, it's not that simple or it's not that easy, right? So don't think that if this is challenging to you that you're doing something wrong. There's no getting this wrong. You are perfect exactly as you are. And in every moment, that perfection expands. It's not a perfection just like the good versus evil. It's not a perfection versus an imperfection or flawed. Everything is perfect in this moment. Everything is exactly how it needs to be. No matter what it looks like, the universe is still unfolding in perfect harmony. And really, excuse me, that's the only way we can change the world, or our world, right? Whatever we're going through individually or collectively, we have to come from that place of hope, of knowing that whatever is in front of us is temporary, that it may take a long haul, it may take our energy, but we have, our duty is to recharge as much as we possibly need to, right? And to nurture that light within us, to nurture that divine presence, and to be the one who walks into a room and all of a sudden everybody feels a little bit lighter. I was just thinking today, actually, about, with all the talk about different things getting, being under attack and going to be canceled, etc. I was thinking today about how Mr. Rogers basically saved PBS, public broadcasting, single-handedly. It was on the chopping block, and there was a committee of people, and this one guy in particular, I don't remember his name, and they were ready to chop it. They were like, they didn't see any purpose, they didn't see anything about it that was positive. And then along comes Mr. Rogers, and he's in court, and he's talking to this man, and he's explaining with and if you haven't seen the video, please check out the video. It is amazing. And it's just Mr. Rogers telling this man the way he sees the benefits of TV, and how TV could be used as a tool for education and to make people feel better, to make children feel worthwhile, and to give them the boost they need to become the people, to become good citizens, etc. And goes on. He even sings one of his songs. He's like, and I have this song that I sing on my show. Do you want to hear it? And he sings this song, this Mr. Rogers neighborhood song, for this politician who is hell-bent on, seeing the worst in everything. And at the end, this guy's like, he tells Mr. Rogers, like, you single-handedly saved this thing. And it was coming from that place of shining his light, not standing up to fight or to, by sharing his heart, by opening his heart and showing his light. And by doing that, not holding back, he connected to the heart of this other guy who wanted to put it on the chopping block. And it resonated with that person. That, if you think of the namaste idea, that divine light within Mr. Rogers touched something in the divine light in this other man's heart. And he single-handedly saved public broadcasting. That's power. There's a difference between power and force. That is power. And that is how we change the world, by shining our light, not by hiding it. And I know things are going to get really bumpy and crazy coming up. And I don't, take care of yourselves. Don't take unnecessary risks. I guess part of it is knowing when and where to shine, right? But the job hasn't changed. Your job is to shine your light. Your job is to create the best, most joyful life you possibly can. The law of attraction is still in effect. The laws of manifestation are still in effect. Don't let someone else talk you out of them. The basic truths of the universe have not changed. And again, Anna, if you're still watching, I apologize. Kind of got on a soapbox. And thank you for allowing me to kind of run away with your card. But no matter what the world looks like, it does not change your divinity, your connection to source, whatever you call it, however you worship, whatever your traditions and your ceremonies and rituals. And finding joy in such times is true rebellion. It is truly heroic to find lightness as like not denying the darkness, not denying the hard times, the efforts, etc. But again, the both and rather than the either or. Because if we give up our humanity to fight this enemy, they've already won. Because that's what they want. They want us to forget our humanity, our love, our passion, our beauty. So don't let go of that by any means, okay? So Anna, if you're still here, watch as the world changes around you because of the things that you have become. I was going to say what you've done, but the things that you have become. Because really, truly, spiritual growth is not about doing things, acquiring things. True spiritual growth is about surrendering and allowing the truth to come forward. That's that dog soldier standing in that patch of earth, being the light, being the spiritual warrior no matter what comes up, because being in that light, being in the truth, you recognize what is false, what is not real. So, good job, Anna. You ought to be proud of yourself. And play and find joy and roll with the punches, right? It's like the water. It's like if you've ever had the opportunity to watch otters, or if you've ever, I haven't, like I think all the zoos that I know of that have otters have an underwater viewing area. If you ever get the opportunity to watch the otters underwater and see how flawlessly they roll and they spin, and it's like they are part of the water. It's like, like Bruce Lee saying, be like water. That's otter. Otter is probably the most Taoistic creature there is. And so it is that, like Tai Chi, that knowing when to yield and knowing when to push. And even when you push, it's from the yielding, right? The yielding, and then your natural thing is to come forward, right? It's balance. It's so it's like dance with the world. Your work has not changed. In fact, if anything, it is coming more clear and more into focus because of the contrast, right? So hold to that hope. Find that joy. Be the source of joy. Be the one who walks into the room and everyone's spirit lightens a little bit. Okay? Wow. I talked almost, well, no, because there was some preliminary stuff, but I've talked about one card for almost an hour. That's crazy. But, don't confuse who someone is with what they do. You know, even the worst dictator is still divine by nature. And the best way, well, I don't know. Let me rethink what I was going to say. The best chance you have of changing things is through shining your light, by seeing you. That whole namaste, the divine in me sees the divine in you, is not just a pleasant saying. Seeing the divine in someone else is the most powerful thing that you can do. That is at the heart of every healing I do as a shaman. If you've ever had a healing with me, if you've ever experienced soul retrieval, or even just Reiki, whatever, that is the heart of my healing, is seeing that divine in the other person. And when you can see, instead of fighting them, setting them up as this obstacle, demonizing them, it's like you don't love, you may even, I don't like using the word hate. To me, the worst thing someone can do is cause you to hate. Don't let them cause you to hate. That's fear. It is not the truth, right? Love is the truth. And so love everybody. I don't care who it is. Love the divinity. Love the being underneath the facade, right? But that's where, what I was talking about earlier, the balance between being a doormat and being, bulldozing over everyone. It's like you stand that ground, you see the divine in someone, but you don't tolerate falsehoods and division and poor behavior, right? Because that behavior they are simply coming from a place of fear. They don't anyone who needs to oppress or have people suffer for them to feel greater is acting from fear, acting from separation. And the best way to handle that is to not get involved in the same illusion of separation, to hold that line of, I see the divine in you. I am going to stand up to my last breath for people that you are oppressing, but I still see the divine in you, and I am not going to let you, none shall pass, right? Wonder Woman. And that's, oh, that's so cool. I didn't even think about that. Wonder Woman, one of the only heroes that focuses on redemption and rehabilitation rather than punishment, right? In fact, when she was created, I forgot his name, William Moulton, something or other. He's the man who created Wonder Woman is the man who invented the lie detector. And Wonder Woman's golden lasso is the lasso of truth, right? And when she puts it around someone, it's not to punish them, it's actually to enlighten them, to help them see the truth of who they truly are beyond all their misguidedness or the fear or the hate that has become their identity, their ego. That is what the lasso of truth does. So truth will set you free. Be true to yourself. Let that light shine. The world needs your light. Okay? All right. And I think I am going to end that here. So, I see there's a couple more people, but I just kind of used up whatever energy I had in that little, I don't want to say tirade, but my TED Talk. But so tonight we only had one card. It was Otter for Anna. And Anna, I truly, truly hope that you got the message through, because I went on so many different tangents and I blew it up way bigger than just the personal reading for you. But know that you are doing amazing things, that you are becoming an amazing being, and that things are starting to shift around you because of that light, because you refuse to let other things in, and so nothing can sink you. And you change everything around you by your light. Yeah, so I hope that helps. Yeah, I think I need to go take a nap. Thank you for listening to me. I'm gonna end things right there. And so basically the one card is tonight's only thing, and that's the community card as well, apparently. So I'm not gonna pull another card to, confuse the issue or to water things down. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for your presence, for your energy, for your love, for your support. Please share this video. You can tag people in the comments or share it on your wall or someone else's wall that it might be helpful for. If you wish to reciprocate more than that in a more physical way, I have my PayPal and Venmo pinned to the top of the comments. Anything you give is beyond appreciated. This is my day job, and so every little bit helps, and I am beyond grateful for everything people have done to support me in my work, to help me be able to focus on my work so that I can bring my work to my community and help you. So it's a beautiful reciprocity. I am so grateful. If you need anything more, if you want to come for a reading, a personal reading, full reading, or a healing, you can find me at perchingwolfstudios.net. You can learn more about me. You can see the different shamanic services I offer. You can set up a session with me right from my website. I look forward to helping. It is my deepest honor that people trust me to do such deep and sacred work with them. And when I'm done here, I'm going to share this video to my Facebook page, and I'm also going to upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel. So please take a gander at that. Please subscribe, like my videos. Please like me, because that helps the algorithm. Apparently, I'm not a techie, but that makes it apparently easier for other people to find me, and I'm really trying to expand my voice, expand my audience, so that would be a huge help to me. And I think that's it for now. I hope you will come back next week. Invite your friends, and until I see you next, know that I love you, that I see you, that I honor you. Have a wonderful week, everyone, and go shining. If you're in the States, have a great Thanksgiving or whatever you celebrate.